Hi everyone, I'm Hammi. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm closing on my budget for the month of May. May all in all was a good month for me because in terms of income I was able to bring in a lot more, but that also required me to work a lot more. After my work at the hospital, I usually go to the clinic, and after my work at the clinic, I also took on some extra work to go and see patients at home. And that helped me to bring a lot more income, and because of that, I have been able to pay off one loan in the month of May. But there is also a negative point. We did not get paid from the hospital work. The expenses for April and for the month of May, I bore both of those expenses with my private practice income. But situations like this make me rethink again in terms of how much I want to have in my emergency fund. Because when I joined this job that I am doing at the hospital, we used to not get paid for 6 months, for 5 months. Like it used to get delayed. And that is also one of the reasons why I started getting serious regarding my finances. But from 2018, we started getting a payment regularly every month, and now in 2025 things are changing again. We have also come to know that now the salary is going to be delayed, and we don't know, it's going to be irregular. So I want to rethink my emergency fund as well. I will talk about in a separate video. I'm thinking of doing a dedicated video on that. If I get the time, I'll make a video on that. So May was a mixed month, but the good thing is my private practice income was really good. So I was able to, fund for all the fixed expenses of my business. I was also able to pay my personal monthly expenses from my private practice income. And I was also able to pay off one of the loans. Now, since I did not get paid, but you can see I have a section here where I've written my work salary is 33,810. For now, I have accommodated this from my private practice income. Now, since I have combined my private practice emergency fund and also my personal emergency fund together, what I'm going to do is when I get paid from my job for the month of April and May, I'll be putting that money directly into my emergency fund, and then that will stay there so that now I know that the salary is going to be delayed again and again. I don't know for how long. Then on months where I don't get paid, I can take out money from my emergency fund to budget for the month, and then when I get the payment, I can put it back again. So my plan is to manage my money like that. For May, I had a budget of 70,010 rupees, and this is for my living expenses. And so let me write that down. Work is 33,810, no difference, and private practice is 36,200. So the monthly budget is 70,010 rupees. Into my savings and investment, I did allocate whatever I had budgeted. Emergency fund always gets 1,000, and then for my SIP 1, it gets 1210, and SIP 2 gets 1100. And whatever remains, that goes into my provident fund. So there is no difference in each of the categories. The second category is my fixed costs and utilities. Insurance, I budgeted 2460, and that's what I put into it. Savings fund, I did put 1,000 rupees. For room rent, it was 3,200 as budgeted. Personal loan was 15,000. This is the fixed EMI that gets deducted every month. Ration, I budgeted 5,000. That is what I allocated. In May, we also had a festival, so the ration budget was a little bit higher. Even my food and groceries budget was also higher for the sake of the festivities. Subscription, 1150. That's what I actually put into it. There was no difference. Petrol, I budgeted 3,200, but I ended up only spending 3,000 rupees, which meant I have a remaining balance of 200 rupees. For my hair category, I had budgeted 400, but I ended up spending 500 rupees. So I was over budget by 100, which was accommodated from my spending category. So that's all right. Food and groceries, the budget was 8,000, and I ended up spending 7,330 rupees. So I had a remaining balance of 670 rupees. Workwear, I budgeted 2,000, and that's what I put into it, 2,000 rupees. So there was no difference. When I did my budget, I had allocated 41,410 rupees into my fixed costs and utilities, but I ended up spending 40,640 rupees. That means I had a difference of, I'm doing the math in the side, 770 rupees. Into my sinking fund, I had budgeted 3,000 rupees, out of which 2,000 was the amount that I gave myself for health and medical. But the actual expense was 2,378 rupees. I have been going over budget in my health and medical category for the past 2 months now, but it's alright because I am prioritizing my health and it's okay. This is not an unnecessary expense and I'm okay with it. There are some mistakes which I need to correct. So that means I was over budget by 378 rupees. Car maintenance, I budgeted 1,000 and that's what I put into it. So there's no difference. Pets, I didn't put anything. And then for vacation also, I did not put anything in the month of May. The total amount that I allocated into my sinking funds was 3,378 rupees. So, into my spending category, I had budgeted 18,600 rupees and I ended up spending only 18,300 rupees. So that means I have 300 rupees remaining. Now, when I did the budget, if I add this up, this gives me a total of 70,010 rupees. But the amount that I actually spent, savings and investment got 7,000 rupees. Fixed costs and utilities was 40,640. Sinking fund 3,378 and then spending 18,300. That means I spent 69,318 rupees. So that means I stayed under budget and then I was left with 692 rupees. So as you can see, there's a positive balance in my petrol category. And then there's a positive balance in my food and groceries, that's 670. Another positive balance in my spending category, that's 300 rupees. I had 1,170 rupees remaining, but I was also over budget in health and medical category, so I will be subtracting that amount from here, 378. And I will also be subtracting the 100 rupees from my hair category. So that leaves me with 692 rupees. And this money, I just let it stay in my account as buffer because there are also some expenses that happens which sometimes goes out of my head, which sometimes escapes my eye, and this comes handy. This is how I spend my money in the month of May. It was good. I did not go over budget, but I also didn't feel restricted, so that's good. Although the last week of May became too much for me in terms of my mood, I was not feeling very good. Maybe that was also because I was just too busy. I think I was taking on too much work, which I realized later. So for the month of June, I'm trying to take it a little easy. Even now it's very hectic. I am entering the second week of June. The first week has already been very hectic, but I'm trying to cut down on my workload a little bit so that I can take a breather. Now let us talk about my debt payment, and I'll be talking about the loan that I've been able to pay off, which I'm so excited about. So I started the month with a debt balance of 5,37,492 rupees. So if you see here, it's 5,17,492. So why did it increase? Because I just added the extra 20,000 rupees, which I always had to put it into my construction fund. I did speak about it in my last video as well. Here 20,000 is not included, but here I've included the 20,000 rupees. For my personal loan, the balance is 4,38,454 and then the monthly EMI is 15,000. I did not pay anything extra, and now the new balance starting June, I have 4,27,703 rupees. The balance was 4,38,454 and now I have 4,27,703 rupees. Which means out of the 15,000 I paid, only 10,751 went into the principal deposit. LIC loan, I had a balance of 73,200 rupees and every month I only allocate 2,000 rupees. This is something that I've done intentionally because according to my priority, this comes at the least. I did not put anything extra. I paid an interest of I think 95 rupees or 92 rupees. Now the balance is 71,200 rupees. And for my construction fund, I had a balance of 5,838 plus 20,000 rupees. So every month I allocate 6,000 rupees into my construction fund, and then I was able to do an extra payment of 19,838 rupees. So which meant I have been able to pay off my construction fund. I do not have any more balance here. So from next month on, I'll be focusing on both of these only. So that leaves me with 4,98,903 rupees in my debt balance. And then the last thing that I want to talk about is my Public Provident Fund deposit. In the month of May, I allocated 3690. The number remains the same because the budget amount is the same. So the total amount that I have been able to allocate into my PPF so far is 7,380 rupees. That is my update for the month of May. Thank you so much if you're still here watching. I appreciate you also very much. I'll see you in my next video. Until then, take care and bye-bye.